So I'd be hoping to see if there's that romantic spark, just for my own personal sake.
I would be hoping to hook up, have sex, have a good time, have that romantic spark and that physical spark there for my own sake.
You want me to come over, though, and have some wine and get down? Then, sweet. Let's do it.
If you do want me to come over, I'm happy to do so. Would love to fuck, have a good time, and we can have some wine, hang out, and chill.
So, right, that's the same exact voicemail, basically, the same verbiage. I know so many men who are regularly having casual sex. They do not have a girlfriend. They're not interested in having a girlfriend, but they regularly have casual sex. A lot of men are probably asking, how do they do it? It's real simple, actually. It all starts with them putting in effort. The men that I know who are popular with women center women's pleasure. And that starts with being invested in understanding women. It starts with a foundation of humanizing women. Recently, we've been having conversations about a voice memo that has gone viral. It was sent by a guy after his very first date with a woman. The woman's friend posted the voice memo and shared that this was one of her reasons why she is no longer dating. I did a whole video analyzing this voice memo, so if you want to know my full and complete thoughts, I will put a link to that video in the comment box below. I'll try to put in the cards if I remember, but I wanted to update this story because this came across my feed. This is an episode of a radio show called Second Date Update. Second Date Update is a thing that a lot of different radio stations do where these two people go on a date and then they call the radio station to update how the first date went and whether or not they're going to go on a second date. I wanted to show you guys this because it seems like this may actually be a script. Let's listen.
Hey, Ashley. Thank you for answering. We're a radio show. We're called Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning.
Hey, Ashley. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
Hi.
You have good energy, Ashley.
You do. And we really enjoy that because we're doing this segment called the Second Date Update.
Why are you calling me?
We're calling you because one of our listeners says he went out on a very nice date with you the other night, a guy named Corey.
Oh, God.
Oh, what?
Oh,
That
God.
guy?
Oh, God.
Yeah, that guy, the one
Yeah.
that you met on Hinge and had a great evening with.
Yeah, he's pretty forward.
Forward.
Uh-oh.
I think you mean charming, but we'll take that. Forward, can you be specific about why you say that? Like green flag, red flag?
I mean, I'd say the entire date was a green flag. Date didn't feel like an interview. It felt like we were laughing and genuinely having fun, which was so nice. I'd give it an A+. The kiss was great, too.
Whoa.
what?
So many positive reviews.
What did he text you?
Yeah.
He actually sent me a voice note. And yeah, it just
Sexy voice note?
completely turned me off.
I want to
What
hear the
about-
voice note that turned you off.
Okay, here it is. Listen.
Hey, it's Corey. Listen, I just wanted to send you a voice note because it's a little easier. If we're thinking about going over to your place next weekend, and, I'm totally open to that, but I am craving that physical intimacy
What?
to see if we're, compatible in that way. So I'd be hoping to see if there's that romantic spark, just for my own personal sake. I need to continue dating someone without knowing if we're compatible in that type of way. And so up to you. If you do want me to come over, though, and have some wine and get down, then sweet. Let's do it.
So that's the same exact voicemail, basically, the same verbiage. I'll just play the original. It is so similar that I believe they're reading a script.
Had a good time tonight. Definitely think you are lovely. However, if we're going to go to your place on Thursday, I am looking to have that physical intimacy to see if I am sexually compatible with you. If I'm going to come over, I would be hoping to hook up, have sex, have a good time, have that romantic spark and that physical spark, because it's hard for me to continue dating someone if I don't know if I'm sexually compatible. What would be the point of me coming over then if we're not gonna hook up and cuddle and be intimate with each other? If that's what you don't want, that's fine, but I think we should end it here respectfully. First date, that's fine. You want to get to know each other, but I am looking to have that physical aspect there, and I don't want to continue seeing someone if I don't know if that's there or not. Let me know if you do want me to come over. I'm happy to do so. Would love to have a good time, have some wine, hang out, and chill. But if you're not trying to hook up, then we should go our separate ways. Let me know.
I think that this is something that we need to talk about because we've been having discourses back and forth, filling in the blanks. We only know so much information about this. But at the end of the day, this seems like it is a script. And I think it's probably very likely that men are directing each other towards using apps like Hinge. Both of these stories took place on Hinge, and specifically having this conversation after the first date. A lot of people are listening to the voice memo and saying that it's clear communication. What we can get from the voice memo and this second date update is that men are going on dates with women who want long-term romantic relationships, and they are offering them less than a long-term romantic relationship. You can argue that these men are being honest by being upfront after the first date about their sexual desire, but it's pretty clear that if these women knew that you felt that way about sex on the first date, they probably wouldn't have gone on the first date, right? These men are going on apps like Hinge, which one of the taglines of Hinge is like, it's designed to be deleted, right? People who join Hinge are looking for a long-term relationship. They are looking for people who have an interest in them in that way. A lot of people are saying it's prudish for women to react negatively to this message, but I think a lot of men, their pursuit of casual sex is something that they do in a coercive way. A lot of these men don't actively want to pursue women who are actively looking for casual sex. They want to go on these apps, connect with the women who are not looking for casual sex, to get a woman who isn't interested in casual sex to casually have sex with them. That's what it is for a lot of these people. And you hear it in a lot of the discourse about body count, right? There is this idea shared by a lot of men that women who are sexually experienced, women who have sexual desire, are dirty, right? Like there's a lot of negative images when a woman has sexual desire. And people are saying, well, he's being upfront, but he's not really, because it is possible for you to find women who are interested in casual sex. When I think about my personal life, right, I know so many men who are regularly having casual sex. They do not have a girlfriend. They're not interested in having a girlfriend, but they regularly have casual sex. A lot of men are probably asking, how do they do it? It's real simple, actually. It all starts with them putting in effort. And I think what happens in a lot of these dating issues is you've got people who have misaligned desires. The men who want casual sex, but not from women who want casual sex, right? People have talked about how it's possible for people to have sex early on in the relationship, and I think that's possible. But either way, if someone's not interested in that, they're not interested in that. For some people, sex is important. And for the men that I know who have casual sex regularly with women, it starts with them putting an effort and centering women's pleasure. It starts with a foundation of humanizing women. They may even take classes about how to please women more. When they meet a woman who is enthralled by them, they're incredibly upfront. They say, hey, look, I'm not looking for a long-term relationship. I think you are gorgeous. I'm down to have a good time. And then they talk about what they're interested in, what they like to do. Men who have regular casual sex successfully have to accept that women have autonomy. They have to accept that these women have experience and desire around sex. They're going to have an opinion, ideas, thoughts about how to please them. They're pleasure is going to be important. A lot of men don't want to admit they're intimidated by that. They don't really want a woman who knows what turns her on. They don't really want a woman seated in her sexual embodiment of who she is. They want a woman who gave it up and is viewing sex as a validation thing. One of the things I've been trying to draw attention to is if you listen to the original voicemail that we've been all talking about, you do get the sense that he's dangling a relationship as a carrot, right? Saying, oh, you know, you could maybe get this, but it's very much manipulative. Now that I get the sense that men are directing each other about how to have these conversations, I think it's even more manipulative, right? Because why would they have a script, right? Because in their mind, it works. What is so interesting to me, and I love that the second date update demonstrated this, because this is what I was thinking about when I was listening to the original video. A lot of these men, they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Brooke, what's your initial read on that voice message?
Oh, man.
God. Why
Turned
wouldn't
on.
he just let the moment happen? God.
It's probably already going to happen.
A lot of people think that, but like you don't
You don't say it.
And you don't call it physical intimacy
No.
either.
Okay. So Ashley, are you feeling the same way that Brooke is?
How are you not, Jeff?
Well,
After
I'm just
one
trying to get
date.
her vibe first.
Yeah, no, as soon as I heard that, I was like, absolutely not. I'm never seeing this man again.
Okay. I wonder what Corey's take on that voice note is, because I do need to let you know,
poor
Ashley, he's on the
Corey.
other line listening in on this.
Corey, how did you not know?
Dude.
Yeah, I can't believe you'd play that on the radio. That was a personal thing between you and me.
Why I'm not calling you back. That voice note is the reason why.
Corey?
I don't understand that because I'm being super communicative.
Yes.
I've always heard that women want guys who can communicate well, so I was open and
Okay,
honest.
sure, but not when the communication is like, I want to guarantee that I'm going to get some action from you when I come over.
Look, if you were both looking for that,
No, she's saying it exactly right. It's the ask. It's the guarantee.
it's like, let's hook up or I'm not
Like
coming over.
if you're in the moment and you're like, hey, are you comfortable? Is this good? Like, cool.
Do you get what Brooke is saying? Yes, you're communicating, but the message you're communicating is weird.
But I think it's the message that everybody has. I think most guys would just probably think what I was thinking, but instead of saying something about it, would probably just go to your house and make a move and get shut down and then get bitter about
Yeah.
it.
Oh, he's not bitter.
If she's not into it, she's going to shut you down. It's
She's
not
like,
there, right? Like, then you know that the physical intimacy is not what you wanted it to be.
It's about making sure that I don't waste my time, but also that she doesn't waste her time.
Okay. But you know,
That is the
Ashley,
answer.
didn't you hear Ashley say that you shared a really great kiss? Those are the clues that tell you whether it's going to be good or not.
Then it's about guessing, and I would just rather all the cards were out on the table. We're adults here. We can talk about these things.
We haven't heard a lot from Ashley in this situation. Ashley, where's your head at?
Yeah, I think I'm just kind of done with this whole conversation because it's not going to go anywhere. He is who he is. And
I mean, that was clear communication, which Corey really likes.
Excellent communication, A+.
A lot of these men, if they were just patient, they would be able to find women who are open to having sex with them. They would be able to get what they want ultimately. Because these men are so impatient, they are not going to allow themselves to have an experience that I think they would love to have, where they go out with a girl, that girl likes him, and it does work out. Here's a general problem with the voice memo for those of you who think that the voice memo is a good idea. Consent is revocable, right? Consent is not something you can do in advance. I'll give you an example in my personal life this morning. So last night I saw Alexander, and Alexander and I have a very intense relationship. We're very physically attracted to each other. Alexander, in comparison to all of my partners, he and I have the most physical PDA kind of relationship. We're all over each other. I sit on his lap, that sort of thing. I'm used to basically letting him do whatever he wants to me. If you've listened to me talk about Alexander in the past, you know that he has certain qualities that make him a particularly challenging lover sometimes. With Alexander, it's usually like we go to bed and we wake up. Okay? We go to bed and we wake up. The problem that I genuinely have with Alexander is if it's been a decent amount of time between when I've seen him, which It was recently. He went camping with his wife and her boyfriend recently. So I didn't see him last week as I usually do. There's an adjustment period. This morning, I made him late for work because we wanted to make the thing happen and it wasn't going to happen. Even though previously I said, yes, I'm down, even as I was actively saying, yes, I'm down, I ultimately had to say, hey, you know what? I can't do this right now, right? I'm in pain. I'm uncomfortable. I can't do this right now. And what I think a lot of men who are negatively reacting to this discourse do not understand is that when you have the approach of, the only reason I'm going to come over is if you promise to have sex with me, what you're communicating to us is that you are likely going to put us in a situation where we can't say no. And I'll tell you this, I've been in situations with men where I was uncomfortable, I was in pain, I wasn't enjoying it. And they said, I don't care. And they did what they needed to do. That's a very real thing that happens where men treat your presence around them as why they should just be able to do whatever they want to do. You came over, right? Or you invited me over. It's common. I want men to understand this. In the voicemail, she said, I don't know about that, in reaction to him propositioning her for sex. If it's not an enthusiastic yes, it is a no. I understand why people feel like people need to say no, but you guys need to recognize that if it's not, I absolutely want to do this, it's a no. It is a no. What's crazy to me about this is that we understand this in almost every context outside of sex. If I asked you for a hug and you said, I don't know about that, and I assumed that you were more likely to give me a hug and then I went ahead and hugged you, that would be me taking your discomfort, ignoring it, and just pushing forward because that's what I wanted, right? I don't know is slow down, go at my pace. If you don't want to go at that pace, that's fine. You are totally in your right to go at your own pace. If you want to have sex quick and early on into your relationship, you can do that. But the point is, you have to put effort in communicating that. Going back to my point about effort, when I was thinking about giving advice to men about how they can pursue casual sex, I was thinking about the upside down pineapple community. I've been in and out of the swing community since I was a wee lass. There are a small selection of single men who end up becoming beloved within the community. There are definitely a lot of people within the swinger scene who do not like single men, but it's usually because single men, when they're bad, are really bad, right? Like a bad single man is going to start a fight, right? But a good single man is reliable, right? For a young man who doesn't want committed relationships, the swing scene is probably his best option because a lot of these couples, they don't really want a relationship from you. They want you to come in, do what you need to do, and go. But sometimes they want to be your friend, but they're not trying to date you. But in order to be really successful in that sort of scene, you have to put effort in. You have to have a good personality. Men that I know who are able to do this successfully, they also take care of themselves. These are men who have a certain degree of self-care. They are serious about taking care of their bodies and they're invested in taking care of their partners. Just because they're not dating them doesn't mean that they're uncaring of them. There's no way for you to listen to the original voicemail and get the sense that he cares about her. Not even a little bit. You can tell that this guy does not give a fuck about her and doesn't intend on giving a fuck about her because he just wants for a woman to bend over and take it. When you say that you're wasting your time because what you really wanted was sex, you're really communicating that you don't want to humanize a woman at all. You really just want a service. You want for her to bend over and take it, maybe call you daddy and then go. And what's crazy to me about this is you're asking a lot of a woman, especially in an era where if she has a miscarriage in some states, she could be put into prison, right? Like you're asking a lot of a woman to make herself available to you so you can get off for free. Effort is the thing that men who want casual sex should be willing to put into. You learn how to please a woman. you put a profile together that communicates that you're looking for the thing, you can find it. Go on Field. Field is a great app for this. If you're looking for casual sex or atypical relationships, Field is a great app for that. You can say that you're looking for casual sex on there. You can select only for other people who are looking for casual sex. The road for you to get casual sex is there. These men don't want those women. They don't want the women looking for casual sex. They want to convince a woman who doesn't want casual sex to have sex casually with them. That's what's so frustrating to me about this, because it's important to be upfront with yourself first. Be real about the fact that you don't want to have casual sex in a productive way. For a lot of men, convincing a woman who wants to be in a relationship with them to have casual sex, it's an ego thing. A lot of men get off on this idea of a woman who's way more into them than they're into her. It's misogyny. These men also get the benefit of having a woman who's exclusive to them, even if they don't want to be exclusive, right? It's a lot. And I think a lot of people, you would be able to get what you want if you were willing to be honest, put the effort in, if you were willing to let go of shame. A lot of you, the argument is, oh, I don't say that in my profile because if I said that in my profile, I would get less matches. Yes, because most women are not looking for casual sex. But if you put it in your profile, you will get women who are. You could say that you're an eater, but you better be telling the truth because they will try to cash that check. And for the men who feel bothered by that, but also want casual sex, I need you to just go to therapy. Go to therapy and work on that. Seriously. Because it should really bother you that you want casual sex from people who don't want casual sex from you. You're setting up your own failure. You are literally setting it up. You are making it so that you have the least possible good time. All because you don't want to be stigmatized for looking for exactly what you're looking for. You want casual sex. Be proud of that. Don't be ashamed of what you're looking for. Be proud of what you're seeking and don't shy away from it. I want to know what you guys have to say about what I showed you in this video. I think that this is a script, and I thought that I would bring this to you guys because I think a lot of people are having complex conversations about this, and it's led to interesting discourse. We need to recognize this is exactly what it seems like. This is some incel shit of the tallest order. We don't need to fall for it, and we shouldn't be falling for it. All right, on that note, I will talk to you guys later. If you guys like this hoodie, oh, actually, let me give you a full fit check. I've got the capris on. Everybody's wearing capris right now. I'm going to be refining some of my designs. I'm going through and fixing some of the issues with the designs, but these hoodies are for sale right now. I do have a $5 discount for this month, so I will put that in the description box below. Please check me out on other platforms. I post on TikTok and Instagram. Also, check me out on Patreon. Patreon is where I upload exclusive content like vlogs and behind the scenes for YouTube. Remember, you are beautiful and you are loved. Bye.